Okay. Let's see. Let's give it a second. And we are live on YouTube.
Are we live on YouTube? All right,
Hmm.
I'm gonna run that trailer and then we can get going.
We are also on Facebook. Should be.
Hey, my Facebook family.
It's so good to be back.
Hey, brother, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Hey,
you. Yeah, I can hear you
great,
loud and clear.
great. Hey, man, do me a favor. Tell the people exactly what you just said over again, bro. I think they might have didn't hear you. Just let them know. Let them know.
Yeah.
Let them know again
Oh, okay, okay,
about the
okay.
working
Yeah,
man.
just in case the sound wasn't right, where you didn't hear me. Yeah, I just came back from work. I work like a almost like a second shift, but I've been selling ADT home security with a different division since I moved back to Cincinnati um, a couple months ago. So this is now my second month, and as of right now, it's a sales job. I'm selling security systems, pretty much door to door, soft appointments. Um, but yeah, I'm actually number one in my office right now, and it feels good to come home. Sometimes I come home empty-handed, which is not what I want to do. But I came home on a deal. Uh, just sold a deal, which was nice a couple hours ago,
Oh, you got one. You
and
saw
now
the
I'm
deal.
back, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Phenomenal, bro.
yeah,
That's great. That's great.
yeah,
Congratulations, man.
yeah, yeah. It's a yeah, it was a good deal. It was actually someone I knocked on the door last week, and they called me back, I which I never bank on. People, some people just afraid to say no,
Right.
and it's on me. I put it on me to. Sometimes you can tell people are interested, but it's just not the right time or
Right.
whatever. They're always going to say this. They're always going to say the same objection. Oh yeah, I just moved in. Oh, I'm super busy. Yeah, I'm definitely interested. Yeah. Oh, do you have a business card?
Right.
And it's up to me to say no. I'm not here for the night.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not even supposed to be here.
Power of loss, man. That fear of loss
Well, we're
is
eating
great.
dinner. We're eating dinner. Well, yeah, okay. What you eat? You having pizza? What kind of pizza? Yeah, yeah. It's sorry. Yeah, but we can talk about it. Yeah, you got an extra slice. It's cool. But we can talk about it. Some yeah.
Right.
It's in-home sales, not front door sales. Which is one of my managers said that.
That's a good one. That's classic. That is classic.
Yeah, he said in-home. Get in the house. Get in there.
Get in
You
there.
just point right behind. Let me take a look. But yeah, it felt good to come inside. Oh, and I saw a homie today. Knocked on the door. It was late. You know, it's getting dark a little earlier. So it was 8 o'clock, and I had previously been at that house earlier. No one was home, and I knocked on the door. I see the lights on. I'm like, okay, cool. They on. You know who opens the door? My boy Gerard, who was on the show like a month ago.
What?
Yeah,
All
Gerard, he
right.
was on the
Yeah.
show. Um, what was it? What was the episode? That was the episode we had a bunch of people on the
Yeah. We
line.
had
Man, Josh.
the councilwoman on, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was that the same
I
episode.
think it
Yeah.
was.
This episode was "Do You Zone Out at
Is
Work?"
that it?
Whatever that
Okay.
episode
Do you
was.
zone out of work? Was
Yeah,
that
he. So
Cognac?
Josh was on the show. Ashley was on the show, and then and Gerard called in. Remember, he
Ye-
was on the Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he. I mean, he was on in the car.
Was that is that cognac and coffee?
Cognac and coffee.
Oh
Yep.
man, that brother's
Yeah.
strong, man. He's strong. He's a strong dude, man.
Yeah. And he was like, "Yo, I want to talk. Yeah, yeah, I want to talk, but I'm actually recording a book club right
Yeah.
now." So I think he was. I think it was cognac and
Yeah.
coffee.
That
I
is
was
classic.
like, "I'll call you,
Can
man."
never forget that name, man. Can never forget that name.
Yeah, I get a list of like 35 doors to hit, and and this is all over Cincinnati, and I'm in this Norwood section, and yeah, I happened to knock on his door. It was cool.
Wow, man.
Yeah,
Small world, right? They say only 6 degrees of
yeah.
separation. It's between you
Oh
and the
yeah,
person you're
yeah,
talking to.
yeah. And
That's deep.
Cincinnati's small.
It's
Yeah,
deep.
it's a small city, so I mean, I guess like when you like you, of course, you growing up in Philly,
Right.
you know, these big cities, they have neighborhoods, and neighborhoods turn small.
Yeah.
So you can run into people real
It's like
easily.
a big
But yeah,
circle,
that was
man. It's crazy how when you
right,
growing up in the city, it seems so big, and then when you come back to it,
right,
it's like,
right.
man, this is just a big circle. Like it's a rat race.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, but yeah, I just been putting my nose to the grindstone and just working. I've been working like 6 days a week. I even get out on Saturdays,
Really.
which is not my ideal situation. I don't really like working Saturdays, but yeah, yeah, it's cool because it's not a full day of work.
Right.
It's like 6 hours a day, so they throw in that 6 day.
That's great.
Um, yeah, but yeah, what you been up to, man?
Hey man, so listen, man, it's
Last
good
few
to be
weeks.
back. Elbow Grease Live is we had a couple weeks off, maybe 2 weeks off, I believe.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
but
you
this is what happened.
rejuvenated.
This is what happens when you're actually living the Elbow Grease Live story in effect.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we're trying to tell the Elbow Grease Live story, but we're living it. And sometimes the elbow gets a little tied up. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but for me, man, I've been extremely busy, man. It's been a good busy. It's been a really really good busy. I was working with a young lady named Felicia Williams, and we were building a program called Death Notification and Sensitivity Training. I believe the last show we talked about it briefly, and it was something very dear to heart after losing my little brother and my grandfather. And everyone has their losses. Everyone has those losses that stick with them. And so with death notification and sensitivity training, we had the illustrious honor to be able to go into the most recently graduated cadet class for our new police officers go, and we had the honor to teaching them death notification and sensitivity training. So we put together a program for them, and we actually taught them that program. Miss Williams did a phenomenal job laying it all out there for them, being vulnerable with them, being transparent and being honest, and really getting them to buy into her and the teachings of the program. And they had a really, from what I understand, and all the higher officials that were there, they really had a really terrific time and an opportunity there, and an experience that they will be able to take with them throughout their course and journey in their new career. Um, Outside of that, police reform. I've been on a police reform group, and that has been really, really serious. I've been taking that really, really serious. We know all the struggles and the strikes that we are facing in today's society with police reform, police brutality, uh, injustice, inequality, things of that nature. So I am trying to do my part, and wherever God may take me and land me and put me in positions to do my part to help combat the things that we face every day in this country, um, by white hands and by black hands too, because that's been a really big thing in the police reform group, because it's not, we don't experience police brutality by all white officers. Sometimes it's black officers too. And
Oh
so,
yeah.
we really have to address just the mindset and the mentality that goes into being a police officer. Protect and serve first. And they're human beings just like we're human beings. You know what I mean? We have to be able to, at some point in time, put the pre biases aside and just look at people for individuals and who they are. You know what I mean? I did a little situation where the last meeting that we had, I braided my hair, right? You see, I braided my hair.
Oh, okay. I
So
see you. Okay.
normally I curl it up or I keep it cut. But what I wanted to do, what I really wanted to show by braiding my hair and making some tattoos visible, was that, okay, I am a published author. I am a business owner, right? I have so many different things that I'm good. I'm a husband, I'm a father of three. So many different things that do not fit the stereotype of a black man with braids and tattoos. So what I wanted to show them by going into this police reform meeting is that you can't judge a book by its cover. My black skin should not put you on threat. It should not put you on alert. My braided hair should not put you on high alert. My tattoos should not put you on high alert. When you see this, do not automatically equate me as a menace to society because you have these pre-biased stereotypes in your head. Black man, kind of big, braids, tattoos, must be a gangster, must be a thug, and then you automatically think that when I'm reaching for my wallet, I'm reaching for a gun. You
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying? And this is what,
Right.
to me, in my opinion, um, having the honor to say I worked in an armed environment, and having the ability to, arrest people and do things of that nature. I had the privilege to be able to work in that field. You know, I, these judgments can take into these judgments and these pre-stereotypes make the environment already hostile, because if you work in a neighborhood where all you see is black men with tattoos and braided hair, and if you already in your mind think gangster thug gun, you're already you're already 3/3 of the way ready to pull your trigger.
Yeah. Right.
You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? And it all stems from pre-stereotypes and pre-biases. So again, my thing is, if we can show more men like us that maybe fit these stereotypes, but don't live the stereotype, that are actually opposite of the stereotype, we can begin to combat some of those pre-biases. So that's some of the things that I'm going on and working with the heartfelt testimony. That show is phenomenal.
Mhm.
They're doing really really good. You guys can see right here. You'll see their logo, a heartfelt testimony. Well, the heartfelt testimony. Cy John, she's the one that did our T-shirts, right? And she's gonna, bring us some. We're gonna actually get some more merchandise for you guys, and she's actually gonna be the one that's doing it. So I wanted to give her a shout. And again, on Tuesday, 7 o'clock, check out the heartfelt testimony. It's really really good. Every first Tuesday, they have a group called My Daddy's Brothers Boys. And when I say these
My
two
daddy's
brothers,
brother's boy.
boys. When I say these two men of God, really, really, these two men of God are anointed, man. Um, it's hard for me to sometimes when I'm in there while they're getting going, it's hard for me to stay on
Mm.
task. It's hard for me to keep
Mm.
on point with what I'm supposed to be doing while I'm in there, because I get wrapped up into their words, because they're really, really good. They have a very unique way of piercing your soul and piercing what you're going through and talking right to you and right at you. And it's kind of like, man, you better get
Mm.
out of my house. But
Mm.
it's really, really good. So you guys can go check that out. And I really feel like that's a perfect segue into our show topic tonight. What is your impact?
Right.
How are you impacting people at your workplace? How are you impacting people at your place of business? How are you impacting people in your daily life? What legacy are you leaving behind with your impact? And I feel like everything that we're doing, if you're not striving towards leaving an impact and therefore leaving a legacy, you're doing it wrong, or you're doing it for nothing. Because guess what? The two, you got a number here and a number here, and that little dash in the middle. All the little bit of time in the grand scheme of things that you have to leave an imprint
Mm-hmm.
into this world. That
Right.
little dash is how short your life is in the grand scheme of things. So can you make that dash bigger than the two numbers? A lot of times the two numbers are bigger than the dash, because your birthday and your death date, a lot of times we go in this life where our birthday and our death date is the two biggest things that we leave, the two biggest accomplishments that we have. And I want to change the narrative. I want when I go, I want to be able, my dash to be bigger than my numbers. And remember that for all
Mm.
my family that's watching, when I go, if I'm successful at leaving an impact, if I'm successful at leaving a legacy, I want my dash to be bigger than my numbers, because I want what I've done in my time to be greater than just the day I came in and the day I left. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, I'm gonna go ahead. I ain't gonna start too early, brother.
Oh, oh, okay, okay.
But that's what our show is about tonight. What is your impact in your workplace? What is your impact in your life and your family and your place of business?
Yeah, man. Hey, look, we haven't been on the air in a while. It's been, yeah, it's been a few weeks, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that
All
long.
right.
But we got to go off. We got to go off. It's all right. We ain't apologizing. Yeah, we might have some guests. We might not.
All right.
I think this has been enough to go on the last few weeks.
Right.
Either one of us could probably do this show just by ourselves. But look, I'll take a step back. I'm gonna get to the impact, but this is what. So Saturday, this last Saturday,
Hmm.
I was working, and yeah, like I was saying, I sell security systems, and the job's not for everybody, but basically door to door, soft appointments, but people don't really know I'm coming. So, and it's my job to get a deal. Yeah, get a deal every day, and now make a really good living.
Right.
Like get a deal every other day, make a decent living.
Really.
Um, yeah, a couple deals a week, doing fine, very fine, um, average salary.
Good.
So Saturday, I'm out there hustling, and with this job, I think it's now my fourth week. So, uh, background, I know I posted something on Facebook. August, I won the rookie contest of like the national rookie contest.
Hmm.
So everyone who started within the first 3 weeks, they're all measured on this board,
Right.
and I was second place. Some dude in Jacksonville. I'll have to figure out what he's doing, man. He beat me by a deal. I was a little disappointed with him.
What?
But anyway, so I'm starting to have a good start. But this is now my fourth weekend, and at that point, I still haven't been able to do good on Saturdays. I think one out of the 4 Saturdays I sold something. The other ones I'm kind of like spinning my wheels. Not a lot of people are home. People are out doing stuff,
Right.
and I just haven't had good luck. So I'm pressing hard. Like I'm like, man, I'm gonna hit as many doors as I can. I'm starting. Now we start like 10 o'clock on Saturdays. Really just go 10 to 2,
Hmm.
right? 4 hour shift. You just go hard. So I'm like, I'll bust it out here to 5 if I had to, right? And I'm just hitting every door. People give you the same objections, and I'm like trying to push by, but I'm having fun with it.
Right.
So Ohio, we have the city's highway. There's maybe three main highways. There's 75 that goes up and down,
Yeah.
north to south. Then there's 71 that kind of goes parallel to 75. It kind of runs like this.
Mhm.
Okay. And then you have 275, which you go to enough cities, the highway with three numbers is a loop.
Right.
So it's the loop that goes around.
Okay.
Just like Atlanta has 275 as
Okay.
well. So I'm on 275 getting from one part of town to the next. And it's a real easy highway. You can hop on, hop off. So I'm in and out. And there's all these pickup trucks. And they got these big flags that say Trump 2020, Trump 2020. And then I remember there was a newscast saying that there was this big Trump rally, and these people are in pickup trucks just driving all around the circle all day.
Wow.
and there's just a bunch of Trumpies, and they're all in the way. They're driving slow enough to see the flag, and it was just really like, okay, even politics aside, it was just annoying. Okay, I feel like the racist white man when he's looking at Colin Kaepernick take a knee, like, hey, it's not really inviting my rights, but it's annoying.
Right.
Like that's how I felt.
Right.
I'm like, come on, man. And these people, I'm trying to get in and out of the lane. They driving slow, honking their horn, and I'm honking back at them.
Right.
And I don't even like Biden like that. I don't even like Biden like that.
Right, you know what I mean?
I do. I'm going to mail in
If I
my
have
vote.
to.
I'm going to mail in my ballot early. I'm going to mail it in early. Go ahead, Biden, take my vote. It's really an anti-Trump vote, and I'm not really a voter like that.
Right.
Like, as far as I usually vote my own interests,
Right.
personal interests, and for me, politically, reparations is the number one. Any candidate, any new candidate comes up on my radar, I'm figuring out how they feel about reparations. What is the stance on reparations? Do they support it? Do they not support
Right.
it? And every time they interviewed Joe Biden, mentioned reparations, he kind of act like he don't know what they're talking about. Bernie Sanders kind of did the same thing. Kamala Harris, she kind of pump faking. I don't know. I saw her. She kind of annoyed me yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? She hopped off of Air Force One with the Timberlands. She had some Burlington Coat Factory Timberlands. Weren't even the right one. And it weren't even the right one.
What is that about? Like, what is that? Like, what are you?
It's pandering, man. It's failed pandering.
Don't do it.
She's always pandering.
She always does something. Like she's going like, okay, and then there you go.
You're laying on too thick. You're laying it on too thick. You're black. You don't have to pander.
Right.
You're already black. So it's not like you're trying to convince me that you're black. Like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to tell me you listen to Tupac in college.
You don't.
You don't have to do that. Yeah. Because they kind of call her dates didn't mesh right. She said they asked her about marijuana. She said, "Yeah, I used to smoke and listen to Tupac in college," but they actually measured the dates, and that didn't make sense because Tupac wasn't out when she was in college. So she's just a pandering. So the Democrats, I'm not really. If race was not involved in politics whatsoever, if it was just how I feel on subjects, I would fall more on the libertarian side.
Yeah.
I'm not really a true liberal. Definitely not a liberal. I think some of the liberals are crazy, and then some of the platforms is kind of too crazy. But I'm definitely I can't call myself a conservative because people can argue me all day. The conservative platform now is just anti-black. I don't understand.
When did it go to that? When did it get switched to conservative being anti-black? Pretty much.
I guess when because Martin Luther King was a Republican, so that was the Republic, because Lincoln so-called freed the slaves, so black people were Republican, but then it was sometime after King, it was to switch to Democrat.
Yeah, it was a switch because Democrats actually fought to keep slavery.
Right, the Dixiecrats.
Right.
Yeah. So that was in the 70s or something, around that time. But I definitely can't call myself a conservative. And
yes, vote,
really,
Ms. Pampos, vote. Yes.
So I really want to mail my vote in now for Biden because I might change my mind.
Right.
Just take it now before I change my mind. But anyway, I'm on 275 going in and out of lanes, and then I passed an IKEA, and it really slowed down my route in between all my houses that I hit up. So it was really I passed an IKEA, and that was like one of the meeting spots. They were just lined up, like, boom, oh man, American flags, of course, Trump, and it's a shame what they do, how the Trumpies claim the American flag, like,
you know what,
like, you're not more American than me because you vote for Trump or you're a Republican.
Is Trump going to have the greatest impact as an American president in the history of presidency?
Hey,
is he going to have the greatest impact? I mean, since we're talking about impact.
He was talking about Yeah, when you was talking about impact and you were mentioning the dash and you want it to be bigger than the number. Yeah, I agree with that. Same mindset. You want to have a lasting impact. But whether we believe it or not, you are leaving an impact, even if it is negative. It's still an impact.
About that. How about that?
Don't you like? I know I worked at companies and I remember like, man, that dude was terrible.
Yeah, right, right.
Like, man, that boss, he was the
Right.
worst. Oh, didn't even. I remember I had this one boss. I ain't gonna put his name out there because people know. I'm on Facebook and stuff, but I worked for this company. It was in a call center, customer service, Iron Mountain, really early in my career. I was 20 years old, and I was still going to school at the time, but found a job that was for me $12 an hour. It was great.
Hmm.
So so yeah, I met this supervisor, and he was new to the company, and at that point, I'd been there like a year.
Okay.
So he had set. It was like one of his first days, so he was sitting with me. I wasn't training him. He was just trying to understand what we did
Right.
because he was going to be supervising us. So I was just building some rapport with him and just asking, hey man, you know where'd you go to school? Where'd you grow up?
Right.
And, and he said I forgot what school he went to, but then I was like, what's your degree in? Tells me it's actually I got a degree in marine biology. And I'm like,
Hmm.
you're your customer service supervisor. You got a degree in marine biology. And I was like, man, you got to be the first marine biology degree in here.
Right.
And he was he was like, yeah, they just want to make. Yeah, he said, yeah, obviously I didn't think I was going to get this job, but yeah, this job just want to make sure that you have a degree in something. If you have a degree in something, you're good. And I was like, okay, well, we have a fish tank in the lobby. I guess you could check the pH level in the fish tank.
Oh boy. Man, he didn't like you, bro.
Yeah.
He didn't like you.
Uh, no, he thought it was hilarious. He thought that was hilarious. Uh, but yeah, he was a cool guy, but he wasn't that bright. But that's when that was kind of an eye opener for me because yeah, I never got my 4 year degree, but I was just like, in a way, that kind of dissuaded me. I was like, man, what? Why?
A marine biologist working here at a
Yeah.
call center. You know,
Yeah.
listen, man, some of the most genius people, some of the most richest people never finished college. Some of them never even attended college. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing to know that some definitely never even finished college. So is college overrated or is it not overrated? What would you think?
I mean, it's definitely overpriced, and that's what kind of holds a lot of people back.
Right.
You know, when you got to take out a mortgage before you can get a mortgage. Like banks shouldn't even loan you. Like, why are you loaning me $100,000 for an education, and I can't even pay you back? But um, is it overrated? I don't know. I kind of go back and forth on it. Um, but I know it's not an end all be all. I mean, I think everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. Because yeah, the student loan we're in a student loan bubble. It's going to burst sometime. The people are just like, hey, look, I can't afford to pay my student loans. I have no intention to pay it
Right.
back. I'm going to die with these student loans. So eventually, banks are they just can't loan the
I
money.
mean,
So eventually, they're going to run out of money.
you look at some of
But
the most successful people with having finished college, right? Let's say, okay,
well, yeah,
minus okay, I got a list here, right? So minus your actors like Kim Kardashian or entertainers and stuff like that, right?
yeah, entertainers, yeah.
Minus those, some serious entrepreneurs that never finished college, right? Did you know Rachel Ray never finished college?
Hmm.
She
Okay.
she never
Oh yeah,
finished
culinary
college,
artist.
right? Michael Dell never finished
Is Dell
college.
Computers?
Yep, Michael, the CEO of Dell Technologies. Steve Jobs
Right.
never finished college. And you talking about at time of death, his net worth was 10.2 billion. $10.2 billion. That was his impact in the
Right.
world. Um, Michael Dell net worth is $23.5 billion. That's how much he's worth. Never finished college. His
Right.
impact.
Right.
Rachel Ray is 60 million. Russell
Yeah.
Simmons, $340 million. That's his net worth. Never finished college.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
college affect your impact, or is it really just
I,
what God
oh,
has
I
for you?
actually absolutely because I separate at this point. Yeah, making money is I mean, of course, we all that all you mentioned those numbers and our eyes pop up like, wow,
Right.
yeah, $300 million, 300 billion, whatever, But you got to think it is fairly easy to get into college.
John D. Rockefeller.
Yeah, it's easy. Well, I mean, there's a low barrier to entry compared to getting to college to even starting a business.
Right.
I think it's easier to get in, yeah, it's easier to get in college than it is to start a business. Like, I mean, you can call things a business. You can sell some lemonade on the street corner, call it a business. But you know what I mean?
Right.
Like this, you talking about actually, supporting yourself. So, but I don't think college isn't meant to make people rich. That's why I was going to the low barrier entry because it's not. Yeah, it's not meant to make people rich. It's meant to educate people. Now, here's the thing: college is so expensive that you have to look at. All right, do I have the ability to make this money back?
Right.
Do I have what kind of? You automatically just go right into income. Oh, you went to school for this. How much you making? And honestly, I don't. It shouldn't be like that. I think people should be able to go to school to study stuff that they feel most passionate about. If you want to be the biggest history buff ever and just know everything about history and go to classes and travel the world and go climb in the tombs in Egypt and go in the pyramids
Right.
and I think I'll support people and I admire people especially who take out $200,000 loans. Now, 200 big loans to study something that they're passionate about because that's obviously that's something that they feel inside of them now. But here's the problem though: you see, you have to. It takes all that money, which college is overpriced. Is overpriced
It's the biggest rip off. It's the
because
biggest business.
yeah,
And the biggest
it's
hustlers
because
on the block.
everyone because there's competition. Usually, competition lowers prices,
Yeah.
right? McDonald's has a three for three bundle. Burger King got a 3 for 3 bundle, right?
Right.
Yeah, if McDonald's comes out with a 50-cent sandwich, someone else got to come with a 50-cent
Right.
sandwich. But all of these colleges, they kind of almost like collectively bargained to just make the rates just so sky
Right.
high
Right.
because the federal government will will offer these loans. Really, if the government stopped offering these loans and banks stopped offering loans to people, you will see the prices will have to go
Okay,
up because
so this is my question. This is my question, right? Why
Mhm.
is it so? I'm a high school senior, 18 years old, probably never had a job. If I did, it was a summer job, right?
Right, right,
How can I know for a
you don't.
fact, right? I'm going to get watch this. Graduating high school, I know for a fact I can get approved for over $200,000 for college. Three hundred
Right.
thousand dollars, right? I think you automatically approve for like 300 something dollars undergrad, 300 something $1,000 for undergrad,
I don't know
or
if that's
yeah,
true.
so
I don't
like
know.
you like as far as Fed money goes, like you FAFSA money goes, like you're already approved for this money, like you're going to get it.
But don't your parents have to co-sign on that?
Not all of it, not all of it.
Parent plus loans and
There
stuff
there
like that.
are some parent plus loan. That's only if you're going to a school that tuition succeeds succeeds the FAFSA amount that you get. So then you have to get a parent plus
Okay.
loan. So that's the difference between
Okay.
unsubsidized and subsidized loan. But as far as
Mm.
subsidized loans, which are government loans, I know for a fact that I can go to school and get 200 plus thousand dollars over a course of a
Right. Right.
4 year
It's
degree,
so easy.
right?
Right. Yeah. But you can't. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. I know.
So
Go ahead.
why can't I do that? Why can't I do that? But I can't come right out of high school and say, you know what? Instead of you giving me that money to go to school, let me get a. Can I buy a house? and let me go and
Yeah.
find a job, and I'll pay you your money back that way.
Or even crazier idea.
Can I get a
Let me
business loan?
get $200,000. So yeah, to start a business. That's going to make money.
Right.
No, they're not going to do
But you'll give me
that.
$200,000 to be in debt in 4 years with the degree that I have to hopefully find a job if the economy is
Yeah,
good enough, right? Is producing enough jobs versus giving me, since we're throwing that $200,000 number out, $200,000
yeah,
as a business loan for me to start a business if I want to become an entrepreneur. I don't need college to
right,
become an entrepreneur. There's some hard knocks
right,
life
right.
lessons that you need to know and business skills. So like you said, so if you want to know about history, things of that nature, should that education be free, and should it go to like trade schools? Like if you want to become a lawyer, should that be considered a trade, and then trade schools you have to pay for because you're actually being taught a skill, like an electrician, a plumber, a carpenter, a
I mean,
lawyer, a
all of it you have to pay
doctor.
for.
No, no, right. You have to
All of
pay
it.
for them. But say if I wanted to go to school to be history, say if I wanted to go to school
Yeah, yeah.
just to learn history, right?
Right, right.
Why am I paying for that? There's no
Why not?
like,
Oh, why are you
yeah,
paying
like
for it?
why would a person pay for going to school to learn history? What trade are you teaching? You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
the thing. That's the thing. We have connected because college is so expensive. Expensive. We have connected education to um, income potential, in which shouldn't be like that.
Right,
In my perfect world, because yeah, there's every every period of time have had scholars.
right,
Thousands of years ago, there have been scholars of their time,
right,
right? But we've connected with your occupation or what you're doing. Um, you know, we've connected the schooling that it takes with all this money. So then you have to earn money to justify s- going to school or
right,
something you're passionate for,
right.
or you have to just sacrifice it, which is kind of a decision I've made. I made early. Um, yeah, it's just like, you know what? Hey, I would love to learn. I would love to learn law. Can't afford that.
Right. Exactly.
I would love to learn. Yeah, yeah. I would love to learn about all these different things. Can't afford that.
So
All right.
they say here in 2017 and 18, right? The average cost per year for a public schools are 20, a little over 20,000, and for nonprofit private schools, it's like
Yeah,
$47,000 a year, right?
you're right. Right.
So, and that's in 2017, 2018. Now, here's what scares me, because the average rate nationally that college tends to increase about 8% every year. There's an 8%
Yep.
college inflation every year.
Okay, okay, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, okay, I have my boys are 6, my daughter is 11, right? Based off of 8%, that tells me college doubles every 9 years.
Yeah.
Every 9 years, college doubles, right?
Yeah.
So if in 2017, 2018, it was $46,000 a year, $47,000 a year to go to a really good college, private school, right?
Hmm.
Tuition, room and board, all of that included, right? That means by the time my boys go to college, it is going to be almost $90,000 a year to go to college.
Hmm. Yeah.
$90,000 a year. That's almost, and that's not, your other little stuff, whatever else.
Per year.
That's per year. So a
Yeah.
4 year degree is going to cost you $400,000.
Yeah.
When does the government step in and say, you know what?
This is when the banks run out of money.
Okay,
That's what will happen,
that's what happens.
and that's what's going to happen. It's going to have to happen.
Right,
They're going to have to run out of money, um, which yeah, is called bubble bursts. Um, like when we were loaning out houses to anybody with 80 kind of credit
right.
score, and then 2008 happened. All right,
Boom.
it busts. Boom, nobody get a house. Like
Right. Nobody gets
that's
one.
just yeah. If you got a house, you thought it was worth 200 grand, it might be worth 75.
50.
You know, yeah,
Right,
yeah. People was just out.
right. So
People walking away from mortgages. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think, yeah, banks just going to be like, look, we can't, we can't, we can't keep having people dying before they pay off these
right,
loans. That's what happens.
yeah,
Because it's not like you can foreclose on your college education.
right. You can't foreclose on it, and as
Hey,
the
I'll foreclose on mine. I
right.
got some debt.
And so the
Um,
crazy part is, so
they
college
can
is
take it.
increasing, but life expectancy is decreasing, right? And
Oh, no, it's going up
life
as people getting older.
expectancy from an insurance
For
aspect, that
who?
people are dying sooner,
Oh, okay.
which is
Oh, the boomers.
yeah,
They
which
call
is
'em?
crazy. So how do you ever justify that? So when do you ever have a chance to really make, back to this word impact? When do you ever have a chance to really make an impact based on your education?
Um, yeah, it depends. Yeah, it just depends. I separated from money, so I separated from money. So, you know, but yeah, you have to. I guess one answer is make sure you find, make sure you get educated into something that earns a lot of money. That's why a lot of smart people. That's like you meet a really smart kid or whatever, you're bragging about your smart kid. You know, people say, "Oh yeah, he's going to be a doctor one day.
Right,
He's going to be a lawyer one day."
right,
You know why people say that? Because they make a lot of
because
money.
they make a lot of
That's
money.
why. Not because the kid is passionate about health. That's people that should be doctors. Oh, you're smart. You're a doctor.
But when does it become chess, not checkers? When do I say, okay, listen, son, if I'm going to sign off on a Parent Plus phone, I'm going to put my house up because that's how much this damn school is going to
Yeah,
cost,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're going to go
Hopefully,
to
your kids'
school
parents got a
that's going
house.
to make at least six figures. You're going to go to school for something that's going to at least make six figures your first year out.
People make that decision every day.
And I honestly, I think that that's the only decision to make at this point. Why would you do anything other?
Mm. Yeah, yeah, and I think that's what people are doing. We got a caller coming in,
Whoop, whoop.
Miss Miss Lisa.
Hey.
Let me know when you're ready to bring her in. You ready? All right. Give her a second to connect in the audio. But yeah, tonight's topic is what impact do you have at your workplace?
You
Uh,
had at
I'll
your workplace.
hey, make sure you connect the audio.
Hello, can we hear you? Can say something? Sound check. Connect your audio.
Yeah, it's going to say connect the audio on your screen, Miss Lisa. It'll it'll say something. Connect via internet.
Mhm.
There's one more button to press. Give it. Oh, here we go.
There we go.
Connecting.
It's connected now,
Yes.
baby.
All right. Hello, Miss Lisa. Can you
It's
hear?
another one.
There it is.
Oh, we can hear you loud and clear.
All right.
Hola,
Wow, it's
¿cómo
been a couple
estás?
months.
Funny.
Hello, hello. So, yes, yes, good to see you, Miss Lisa. Um,
See
for
you
those
too.
for the close followers of the show, people know that Miss Lisa's from our first episode. Yeah, and that episode was how fake do you have to be at work,
Woo!
right?
Yes, it was, brother. How fake do you have to be at work?
And we learned
Yes,
from that episode that Miss Lisa never faked,
that's
never been
right.
fake.
She keep it 100 all the time.
That's
Keep
right.
it a style wow. Right,
I
right.
keep it
So
real. Keep it real over here.
that's right. How you been?
I've been pretty good. I got attacked by these ants cutting this yard, and that don't work out for me. So
Oh, I see a little band-aid
my
on
little
your.
arm is a little swept up, and I
Oh,
had an allergic reaction. So,
okay.
but I'm good.
That's life. Okay, okay. And I see you got someone with you. Can you introduce the gentleman?
Yes, Tony. He wanted to respond or say something when y'all were talking about the educational piece?
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
go
please
in. Yeah,
chime in, Mr. Tony.
yeah, go in.
Let me turn it up a little bit.
Oh yeah, let's break it down. Break it down like a shotgun.
Move it up.
Can y'all hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and
Yeah,
clear.
over there sounding like Barry
Okay.
Cordy. I hear you now.
Y'all were talking about the prices of college.
Yes.
Yeah, college education, the cost of college. Yeah, what do you got to say about it?
Right. And I was just having this conversation a few weeks ago about what really is the benefit of paying for college, where, like you were saying, you'll be a gray haired old man before you pay it back.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I think we really need to get back into it's more, it was always apprenticeships long ago where you would work under someone as an understudy and you would
Right.
learn the business and learn the trade. And I think we kind of got sidetracked by that. And now we feel as though we have to go and get educated from someone else who's not even in the field, who teach the theory of a particular job. And you out of where we at, 400 grand in the next couple of years,
Yeah,
almost $500,000.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, yeah.
It's horrible.
And I don't think jobs paying you enough money to ever pay that back.
Right, right. Tony, give us a little background. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
St.
Oh,
Louis,
St. Louis, where?
Missouri. Whoa.
Oh, I got a map here. Where? Looking for Missouri.
Down south.
Oh, man. Hey, I'm in Cincinnati. This is Midwest out. It's country over here. I grew up in Philly, so I think everyone's country over here. So
Yeah,
I love people's
it's a
accents.
it's different from country and southern.
Okay. Okay.
That's a good
That's
one.
true. Yes, that is true.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
that took me a minute for that to sink in. But yes.
Right. I'm in the trades. I'm a tradesman. I was a union carpenter for over 20 years. That goes back to the apprenticeship that I was speaking about. Case in point, I have a buddy of mine. We graduated in high school at the exact same time.
Okay.
He chose to go to a 4-year technical college, and I went to the 4-year training through the Carpenters Union. After he graduated, I think it was probably at the time maybe $20,000 a year. He was in there 4 years. That's $80,000. He's in debt. He come to join the construction trade, and he still had to go through the same 4 years that I went through. But ours is free as long as you graduate. So it was kind of incentive to stay in the trade. But
Okay.
the thing of it is, it's a tangible job. Like I can go anywhere on planet Earth and be utilized versus like you were saying earlier about what's the benefit of going to school for history? What good does that get you if you're not a teacher? Then you just have a 4-year university diploma for nothing.
Right.
Right. Right.
Right.
Okay.
So at this point, right, has college, instead of becoming so looking back at it, it looks like college was a major business hid behind the formality of becoming an adult and becoming a responsible, productive citizen, right? Has it gotten so expensive and they've gotten along with this game so long that the business that was once hid behind the formality of becoming a productive citizen, have the business side of college become the forefront of it? Where is college now just business, or do you feel like there's still some formalities in college that produces productive citizens in this country, or do you think it's just business?
You asking me?
Yes, sir.
And I would say this. I would say the college is outdated, and this is why I say what I'm saying. 50 years ago or so, to become let's just say to become a supervisor, you have to have a degree. Why? Because as a supervisor, you have to know certain things in the business world. that you needed someone to educate you formally. Now we're in the information age. It's not too many things that you can't learn or teach yourself that is that a college could do any differently.
Right.
I think that the college age is just obsolete. It's getting to be obsolete. I say like that. I mean, and I've always thought that the way the college is structured was a little backwards. You got 18-year-old kids that are still someone in play mode, getting in debt, going to school for something that they don't even know if they like it or not. They graduate and then they figure out, okay, I don't want to be an attorney. I want to surf. I want to build surfboards. So now you in debt to be where you got a college degree, but you're doing something completely outside of what you went to school for. Versus going back to what I was saying earlier, if people was to allow kids to graduate and live life, work in the job market, kind of feel around on what their likes or dislikes are, maybe doing a good example of this. I don't know if you've seen the movie Hidden Figures.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the ladies.
With Taraji. Yeah, Taraji.
Yes.
Yes.
If you notice, they pretty much had the same format as where I was speaking on, where she worked as an understudy, and she learned that she liked what she was doing, and she got accepted to go to college after she knew that's what she wanted to do. And I think that would help a lot of people out instead of sending their kids straight to college. Find out what they want to do. Let them work in the field. And it's sad, but America doesn't have a lot of entry-level jobs that allow young people to do that anymore. And that's kind of the catch-22 we're in.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I feel I've been on. I moved from Philadelphia to Cincinnati recently, and I was on Indeed, looking for jobs for a few weeks, and I noticed a lot of the entry level. I would type in entry level sometimes just to see what pops up, and there's some jobs that'll say entry level and they still require you to have the education. And there's some jobs that says entry level and they still require you to have experience.
Right.
So even if you do have so a lot of the people that do have education, they're fighting with each other on these entry level jobs. And then these entry level jobs are at a point where they can say, hey, look, we can require education and experience and still pay 15, 12 an hour, which ain't going to be enough for you to pay your
mortgage.
Yeah, your mortgage or your student loan,
which is your second mortgage.
Yeah, well, really your first mortgage,
right?
Because they ain't going to give you the house until you figure out how to pay the
student loan down.
The student loans. Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. I just think one day it's just going to bust and nobody going to go to college.
I've always been under the thought where I never understood the point of. Really, I mean, to speak frank, I never understood the point of college with certain professions. I never agreed with it, and here's why. I say that because I can go to college for a 4-year degree, right? And I really have no practical experience in the field, right? I have a bunch of theory, I have a bunch of this, I have a bunch of that, right? But anyway, everything that I learned in my 4 years of college, right? Once I get to this job, they're going to tell you to take it, back it up, right? And throw it away. Because this is how we want you to do it here. You have to learn this software because you input data this way. We file paperwork this way. This is how we write our reports this way. So that means all that English writing was for nothing. All of the whatever else we were doing was for nothing, because whatever company you have that you have the honor to working for, or you know what I mean, or honor or maybe not honor, or privilege or not privilege of working for, they have their way of doing things. So what did I just spend at this point $150,000 to $200,000 for?
Well, I mean,
to get
I
a
guess
part
I'll
of the
give my
club,
thing.
to be a part of the club. That's an expensive club.
I think, and that's where, like, if I were, there's plenty of adults people in the 30s, 40s to go back to school because they're like, you know what? Now I know what I'm passionate about.
Right.
Hmm.
And people have these passions that go beyond the 40 hours they work. So if I were to go back to school, it would be for something that, yeah, of course I would want to make a higher income than what I'm making now or a different income, whatever. So I'll make sure it's something that I can make a good income for, but also have to be for something that I'm passionate about that goes beyond my 40 hours of working. So I think that would be the responsible. I think anyone, I don't care if you're 18, 16, or 60. Yeah, it can't just be about what's the next job when you go to school because it
Right.
just costs too much. It just costs way too much.
So, do you think kids should wait before they go to college?
I mean,
Yeah.
if go ahead, go ahead.
I do. I don't think they're mature enough and they don't know what they want. The reason they go is because their parents are making them go. And that's for a while, that was the thing, that parents, instilled in their kids. It's either you're going to go to college or you're going to the military. You don't have a choice.
Hmm.
These are the only two choices that you have, and you're going to
Hmm.
choose one of them, or get out of my house, or,
Right.
they give you that.
Yeah.
And so when they go to college, they just waste their parents' money and they have fun, they drink, they party, and do what they want to do. Okay, try getting a job first and then figure out what you want to do, create something, and, you know, then try college. Like, you were saying a few minutes ago, what you're passionate about. I'm even considering going back, because I know I love doing hair, but at the same time, I'm passionate about helping people and leaving a legacy for my family. And I
Mm.
want to work hard. I mean, smart instead of hard. I've worked hard for a long time. So it's
Yeah.
now time for me to work smart and put, instead of giving my gifts away, put
Mm.
some money connected to that gift. So I
Mm.
love, like I said, I love talking to people and I love instilling, positive energy inside of, what people are dealing with at the same time. Okay, so finances and some money need to be coming in this way.
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
a lot of times we get so passionate about what we like to do. At the same time, it's like you keep doing this stuff for free. You know, you're not making any money. You're making a difference, but you're not making any
Right.
money, doing that thing.
So does that bring us back to that impact? How big of an
Yes.
impact do you want to leave and on your passions? How big? Like I'm going first breaking news here on Elbow Grease Live. Within the next year or two, I'm going to go back to school only because I have a passion for family law.
Mhm.
After experiencing some things in my life, I really have a passion for family law.
Mm.
And I think that it needs to be more men in family law, especially dealing with
Yeah.
custody and things of that issue. There's not enough of men that can represent other men and women. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
um, after experiencing certain things that I experienced, men really don't have a fair shake in that court system, and they have to work 10 times as hard to prove that they're actually a good dad or a good man and want that responsibility when it really is unfair from what I've seen. So I have a passion about that. I really do have a
Right.
passion about that. And
Right.
but I can't operate on those passions without joining that club. You know what I mean? Without getting that piece of paper.
Yeah.
So I have to do that. I
Yeah.
have to do that. And I just feel like other people, like, if you have certain passions that don't require that club, then there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat.
Mhm.
I always tell them, always listen, slow and steady, slow and steady, slow and steady, slow
Yes.
and steady. That's it,
Yeah.
slow and steady, because sometimes we can jump to haste. We can jump and haste makes waste. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I feel like that's like, with kids jumping right out of high school right into college. I'm just doing this because that's the next step to do.
Right.
But why? What are you accomplishing? What impact do you want to leave? So, to our lovely guests, what is the impact what impacts do you leave in your current reality, place of business, place of
Workplace, yeah, right.
workplaces, and is that the impact that you want to leave at the end, or is there a different impact that you want to leave?
That's a deep question. Let me unpack the first part of that.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I unknowingly was leaving an impact, and let me explain that. I moved to Texas, and I noticed there's not a lot of black men doing construction work.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my clientele, I'm the first person who's not Hispanic or white that's working on their project that they've ever seen.
Wow.
Mm.
So it's a curiosity thing. They always ask, where you from? How'd you learn how to do this? How long you been doing this? It's almost as if I'm a unicorn. I say this all the
Mm-hmm.
time. It's like when you see somebody doing what I do down here, it's like seeing a unicorn.
Mm.
Now I can say it's like Bigfoot riding a unicorn because
Wow.
because it's just it's a good thing because I encourage a lot of people, and I always tell people, hey, like y'all was saying, don't everything you do in life requires a 4-year university. There's a lot of HVAC technicians and electricians
Right.
and plumbers and carpenters that even though with this COVID, we are busier than we were
Right.
last year. We can't figure it out, but everybody I know is saying, hey man, we can't keep up with it.
People home breaking
So
stuff.
yeah,
Yup.
yeah, that's pretty much.
They
Everybody
breaking
got
us
home,
stuff.
putting
They
holes in
look.
the drywall and clogging toilets.
Right.
Yeah,
So we
they
doing
looking
good.
at that floor that they've been meaning to replace for the last 3 years. They're looking
Yeah,
at it every day, all
Right.
day.
yeah,
Yeah.
Procrastinated about it last year, so
You're
now it's like
right.
we looking at it. We got to
You're
get that
like,
thing done.
Right.
Like my
right.
refrigerator. Can you help me out with this refrigerator?
Got a lot of that stimulus money running around too, so they got some work.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
Right.
working from
We
yeah,
got
home.
that extra money sitting
yeah.
on the side.
Right,
Let me see who
right.
I can help today.
But speaking of help, that was the second part. Because I was formally trained as a carpenter, I learned, let's just say, the fundamentals of the trade. And it's a lot of guys that have been doing this. You know, I hear this all the time. Oh, I've been doing this forever. But I would come in and I might show them 1 or 2 tips. They was like, man, nobody never showed me that before. Where'd you learn this?
Mm.
Or nobody's never taught me that. And so I realized that it was a void. And I've taken upon myself to start teaching people that want to learn, and that's a whole nother topic. The trades. I mean, it doesn't take much to find out if somebody has a passion for it. It's one of those things that you just don't get into the trades unless you like what you do.
Mhm.
Um, you can't motivate somebody, even with money, to get out there in the heat, in the dust, in the attic,
Mm.
wherever you are, to do what you're doing, unless it's
You're
something you
right,
really like doing.
Right.
right,
Right.
right, right.
So about that, what you said, a whole nother topic. I believe that's, and we talked briefly before. I believe that's
Hmm.
part of your impact. So what is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to do? That I think that deserves some attention.
Well, I'm formulating a school.
Mm.
Um, I was taught in a very structured manner the trades, but I don't think it has to be like a university style training.
Okay.
Um, the way I was trained was very efficient because they had to get us up to par to be able to do what we were required to do fast because they paid us pretty well, and we had to be proficient. Um, and that's really the name and game of any business. So learning how to do things proficiently um, and precisely is how you become profitable.
Hmm.
And I would rather teach someone that has a passion for it who doesn't know anything. I would rather teach them versus teaching someone who's saying they've done it for 20, 30 years and they're doing it just because it's a job or it's just a hustle, not necessarily a business. I'm looking for guys that want a new just a new avenue. The trades have always been there. It used to be like a catch-all where you couldn't make it in corporate world. You flunk out to the trades. But that's not how it is anymore. Now you got a lot of guys that have degrees. I work with a lot of guys that were engineers, that used to teach, they used to do all this type of stuff. Now they're plumbers, now they're electricians. And I'm like, well, why'd you stop being a teacher? Well, this is more fun and I make more money. So I figure if I can help um, teach guys, preferably young, young guys that right out of high school say, hey, this is another avenue. Try to, you don't necessarily have to be a carpenter, but try any of the trades that you use your hands with, hand skill trades. Those will never go out of style.
Right, right. And sir, what's your name again? I'm sorry.
Tony.
Tony. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Tony. I think it's great what you're doing, especially as a black man. And you mentioned that you're like a what, Sasquatch on a unicorn or unicycle or whatever. Yeah. And I think that's, if we look at, and this is why I mentioned history before, because I love learning about history. But when I think of history, black people, we built this country.
Literally.
And
literally.
Yeah, we built this country, and we have been some of the best tradesmen. We built Washington, D.C.
Yes.
We built the White House. Stone masonry used to be a big, you wanted a black man for that job.
Right.
Yeah, that was the standard. That was the stereotype.
Right.
So I mean, I think it's great that hopefully you find some black, more black tradesmen to help and just help us realize again, like, hey, look, we look at what we've done already.
Right.
Yeah, it
shouldn't. And you know what? It's so amazing because in high school, when I was in high school, I know that's the,
It wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago.
What, 2003?
But we had home economic, we had woodworks, we had, what was the other? We had trades. They taught us trades back in the day. If you notice, they took all of that away.
Yeah, they separated that.
It's more information, and so we're now informational junkies, and we don't do a lot with our hands. If you look at the young kids now, what they use their hands for is video games.
Right.
Yeah.
Their phones, texting,
Twitter,
videos, and all of this other stuff. But put them outside to do stuff and work with their hands, automotive, all this other stuff that they can do. And I really believe if they put their mind to it, they can do it. They can be entrepreneurs. They can do whatever they put their mind to. It's, are you willing to be patient with them?
Let me say this. And you made a really, really good point, but I want to say I spent some time watching my boys play Fortnite, right? And it's funny that we talk about carpentry right now. We're talking about digital. We're talking about the things that they took out of school. I watched my boys play Fortnite, right? And they went inside this mode called Creative, where it's just their space. And they have what they say, okay, come on, bro. This is the bro show. This is what they say. This is the bro show. Come on, bro. Let's show daddy what we built. Right? And watch this. So they went to go show me and they hit a button and everything collapsed. So they had to rebuild it. I literally watched them build mansion after mansion on the spot. And I watched them taking consideration of angles. I watched them taking consideration. They say, hey, bro, we can't build this because it's going to collapse the building here. And these are equations that they're solving in their mind, but building buildings on the spot. So they build the outside, they build the frame, then they put the roof, then they went inside, they built rooms, they built the windows, they built doors, they built houses inside of a house, they built rooms inside of a house, they built the kitchen, they made I mean, it's amazing how they're building these houses on this game. And I'm like,
Mhm.
what am I looking? What I'm looking at? We're looking at two young architects, right?
Right.
That can literally
Mhm.
see a vision and build it out and using their hands. When I try to hop on this game with them, I cannot move that. I don't understand how they move that fast. They playing in the game
Mhm.
how they can literally do 10
Hmm.
to 15 things at once, using their hands, their mind, their fingers, their thumb, this, that, and the other. We're building here. They take in consideration somebody's coming this way, so they build the house this way. They go back and revive this person. It's just amazing just to see how the system sometimes tries to stunt the growth or stunt the impact that we can have, but how God sometimes takes what the system tries to do maliciously, and it brings out something else in these kids. And I think that's really
Yeah.
really phenomenal. I think that's heavy if you really think about it. How something used to dumb these kids down or keep them not in 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 tune with society is actually
Right.
birthing something else out of them. And I think that's really really cool. And the impact that this generation, that generation is going to leave on the world. If I could be a fly on the wall and have the privilege to see, I would love to see what it is, because they come out the womb now being able to build digital realities,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
so crazy, because you can pretty much, so hey, say Tony, you can link with the 6 year olds and they can give you, they can map you, draw you something out, and you can build it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah. They be like,
crazy.
yeah. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question, Ty. So would you take it to another level, seeing the creativity that's already in them, that's developing on the inside of them? Will you take them to see or meet an architect, or will you take them to a site where they can put their eyes on,
Mm.
different homes being built? Will you just leave it there, them playing a game?
No, you
You the type of parent, it appears or seems like you see the gift and you see the creativity that's in your boys. Now take it to another level so they can really, put their eyes and see other people actually doing it.
yeah, definitely, because there's these kids, they have this unique ability, and I think it's in all kids, and I think it was in us too.
Oh yeah.
Um, but they have the unique ability to be able to see it once and then they got it. They can imitate anyone. These dances they pick up just like that. They watch their Fortnite videos on YouTube, and now they know how to do everything. So these kids, if you can put them in front of it in the real world, so to say, I
Mhm.
don't think that they will skip a beat by picking it up. And I think um, that's going to be the difference. The parents that takes the kids that has developed all of these skills, developed all of these things, all of these traits, and actually take them to apply it in real life versus just leaving
Mhm.
it there on a game. And I think that's going to be the difference between that generation.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Um,
did we get your
go
impact,
ahead.
Miss Lisa?
My
Yeah,
impact.
yeah. What's your impact, and is it the
Yeah.
impact
What's
that
your
you want
impact
to?
at work?
Yeah, what's your impact at
Yeah. Where
work,
do you want to take it?
and is it the impact that you want to leave, or is it something else that you want to do with it?
Well, my impact at work, when a client come in my salon, they come in one way and they leave out a different way. And it's the transformation of the creativity that's on the inside of me that I allow to take place, where they're left happy, they're left transformed. And not only that, when they sit in my chair, they're not just sitting in the chair to get their hair done, but we have conversations. And so we're engaged in a conversation about things that they're up to in life, things that they're going through in life. And so it's phenomenal. I noticed that you said something about we come into this world, we have a birth date and it's the dash, and then we have a death date.
Yes.
And my impact is to leave a legacy of who I am and whose I am, that when people remember me or when they say my name, that it will light them up.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be the light in a dark world.
Mm-hmm.
I will be the light in their life to shine. I wrote on my board that my smile is my logo. And so when I can smile and transform and change another person's outlook on life, or my smile or my personality can, change a person, the way they feeling and the way they looking at that moment in time. If that can, if that little, see, a lot of times we're looking for something huge and big to leave, but just that little can make a person make an about face from jumping off the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
That's powerful to me. It's powerful to me because it changes a person's outlook and it changes their life and the way they're thinking at that moment in time.
That's it. That's it. That's heavy.
I love what I do and I do what I love. So I could do hair for free, I would do it, but I have to pay some bills. So I've had plenty of clients that have came and woke me up either in the middle of the night or woke me up, look, I don't have any money, I'm going on a job interview, can you help me out?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I don't turn them down. But I also know that, I'm getting ready to spearhead some other things in my life, with the death notifications and, speaking, and Ty and I in partnership on, different things that we're up to in life, leaving the legacy for my grandkids, wherever they are, La La Land somewhere. One day I'm gonna be a grandmother, and other kids that I've mentored and, just sowed a seed in their life, watching them grow and grow up and be powerful young men and women in the world today.
That's
Great.
That's so heavy. That's really heavy.
Yeah, Ty and Miss Lisa, I know y'all been working on some things, and can y'all let us know what you guys been working on?
Yeah, sure.
Well, we've been working on creating a curriculum for death notifications and having speaking engagements at the police department with the cadets. We just had a speaking engagement September the 4th with death notification. It's a death notification training, training the police officers how to do a death notification, just not police officers, but clergymen, pastors, anyone that's doing a death notification, knowing that starts the grief process.
Right.
It's heavy. A lot of times we as a culture don't want to talk about grief and death, but look, you're born in this world and you're going to leave out of this world one day.
Right.
So let's expose the elephant in the room and have a conversation about, a death notification. What does it look like? Delivering a death notification, and different things like that.
Yeah.
So also the community forum, bridging the gap between policing and our community.
Right.
With all the things that's going on in our community, police officers, Black, white, Hispanic, brown, whatever you want to call them, or, it's us against them and them against us. Right. Come on, let's bridge the gap. Let's see what's creating this chaos, this racism. And I know it's way back then, but at the same time, let's have a conversation about it.
Right.
I can't do anything about the color of my skin, accept it and deal with it, because I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
So your issue is your issue. That's over there with you, not over here with me. at the same time, let's have a conversation how we can transform the mindset of racism and hatred.
Mm.
There's no way, you should be shot in the back 7 times. I don't
Right.
care what you did in your past. If you fear for your life because of the color of my skin, or because you think or assume that I'm doing something or picking up something, second guess the job that you signed up for, that you applied for.
Absolutely.
Right.
There's no way you should put something over my head because I said I have COVID or, COVID-19, that you're suffocating me and other police officers standing back watching you strangle me, kill me, suffocate me.
Mm.
Now you're chopping off the head of the household, the man. Guess what the body, the mother, the children are going to do? The body will scatter once you chop the head off. Come on now. So we have to talk about real conversations and real subject matters.
Right.
We can't keep turning our heads, saying, well, I've never been through that racism, or I've never, experienced, the police stopping me or doing this, that, and the other. But your brother have, or your father have, or your grandparents have. So you just gonna leave them out there in the cold, like, just because it haven't happened to you. It has happened to someone that you know.
Oh yeah.
So really, bridging the gap and allowing them to know, we see you, we know what you're doing, and our voices will be heard.
Yeah.
We will not stop.
Will not stop. Will not stop. We will not stop. I will not stop. We will not stop.
No.
If I have to be the trumpet to all my brothers and sisters, to all the people of the world, to know that your impact is valuable. Your impact is limitless. I looked at the definition of impact, and it meant the action of one object coming forcibly into contact with another.
Okay.
Sir Isaac Newton said, energy is not lost, it is merely transferred from one party to the next, right? But dig this, when he start talking about impact, the second part of the law, not only is it not lost, it's transferred from one party to the next, right? But he said the greater of the two energies would be the one that continues its path and motion. I want everyone to know, if you stand on the side of righteousness, if you stand on the side of right, justice, peace, positivity, your impact cannot be superseded by something that's negative. Your impact is greater than what it appears. Your impact, listen, when two things collide, it can be violent when it collides. But if we build up and we keep moving, the violence is just when it collides. After that, it's just a flowing system. So, okay, now we at a position in life and society where we have now made the impact between righteousness and non-righteousness. We made an impact between what's right and what's wrong. And all we have to do now is just understand that with everyone's impact playing in, that we can supersede the negative energy that's coming this way. We can supersede it, and we can be the ones that continues the path in motion. We can be that subject. But you have to understand that your impact means everybody's impact counts at this point. There's no voice too small. There's no one that's not strong enough. Everyone counts at this point. We don't have time. We don't have space. We don't have space for anyone sitting on the sideline. Everyone has to be held accountable. Everyone has to get up, strap up, and play your position. If your position is a social media warrior, then play it. If your position is going in reform meetings, then sit there for however long it takes. If your position is making music, making movies, making artwork, then do it. But there's no room, no time, no space for anyone's impact to be left out. And that's where I am at. That's where I'm at with it. Everybody has to play their part now.
I
Yeah.
heard an older lady, she said, and it really shocked me. She said when fear come in contact with fear equals death.
When fear comes in contact with fear.
When fear collide or come in contact with fear, like if this person is fearful and you're fearful, if y'all come in contact with each other,
Yeah.
it's going to end in death.
Mm.
So what are you going to do? You got to get rid of the fear. Where's the fear coming from? Deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
A lot of people have lost their lives because of fear.
Fear.
Yeah.
Uncertainty
Don't let
of the
that be
unknown.
your impact. Don't let that be your impact where you're up and out of here being
Right.
afraid.
Right. Yeah, and I think whether we acknowledge it or not, we are leaving an impact. Like I was kind of talking about
Yeah, brother.
before.
Talked about it earlier.
Yeah, you can leave a positive impact. You can leave a negative impact.
Yeah.
There's some people that have come across my life that I don't even remember. Those people have left no impact. But there is no impact is still impact. So you're going to do something. If you leave a car in neutral, it's going to roll backwards. It's going to start rolling backwards. So there's no such thing as completely staying still. So you might as well push the pedal to the metal somewhere. And it's okay for people to not have everything figured out. Definitely career wise. It's okay to make a shift, make a change, go to school, go back to school, go back to school again. Yeah, and even the young people. I mean, I was just looking at Martin Luther King. He died at 39. You know, he was in college at 16.
Mm-hmm.
I think he graduated like at 18 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm sure that college experience had a major impact on his life. He probably wouldn't be the same exact person, or maybe he would. But I don't. But obviously, that point in time, you know, he got something out of that point in time. And you know, for some people, yeah, they. But he didn't. I'm sure at that time he didn't know what exactly he was going to do. But he was moving forward. And a lot of times we have to learn to really learn. I know I had to learn to really trust myself, my own instincts, and not really knowing where my finish line. It's okay to say I don't know where my finish line is going to be, but you know I do. I think anyone who I've come in contact with can honestly say, especially if they were close to me, even if our relationship ended, they've come out a better person because that's one reason why we have this shows because I learned that I do challenge people to be you know a better version of themselves or you know I see the goodness in people and I see oh wow, and the closer I get to somebody it's like man you're capable of doing like oh yeah I'll tell somebody oh yeah you got the skills to do this before they even know it, and because I appreciate when people have done that to me and I look back like man I didn't think when that person said I could do something like this, I thought they were crazy. You know.
But it encouraged you and built you up.
Yes, encouraging. Yeah. So yeah, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't have everything all figured out. Especially when we lock ourselves into occupations and stuff. A lot of that stuff comes afterwards. Like, so, you're looked at as a civil rights leader after you put in work. Not hey, I'm going to be an activist starting next week. No. You're activist because you already put in work. You know, you're a preacher because you already put in work.
Yeah.
You know, you're a church mother because you already have been, you know, people already look up to you. So yeah, these are a lot of these roles that we kind of look because everyone wants to belong to
Yeah.
some group, have a title.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, I think if we just kind of focus on ourselves daily and becoming better daily, yeah, there's roles and titles, yeah, they'll just fall on us,
Right.
and you'll just find, oh yeah, I already fit in that group.
Right. Right. You don't box yourself in. Don't put yourself in a box because
Right.
scripture saying, and I said I wasn't going to preach today, but scripture, I really
Says it every
did. I
time.
say it every time.
Let's
But I
But
can't
then you
help
gonna come out of
man,
it,
just start off with the sermon, man. I was gonna say,
right?
just start off. Just come in, preach
you
it.
know, I mean, listen, man. Scripture really said. He really said that he'll be the light unto our feet. We talked about this before, man. You don't need to see
Yep.
the room. You don't need to see the room. And if you can't see the room, there's no way to box yourself in, because that's why he didn't show you the room, because you will see your parameters, and you don't
Mhm.
know how big your room is, because he's not showing you the room. He's showing you one step at a time. And that's all you need to do is take one step at a time. And when that step reveals itself, it say, wow, I can do this too. When the next step
Mhm.
reveals itself, wow, I had that in me too. And when the next
Mhm.
step reveals itself, it said, wow, I could do that too. See, all things work out for the greater good of those that love God, that's called according to his purpose. All things work out for the good. So I don't need to see the room. I don't need to box myself in. I don't need to put myself in a category, because I'm going to make whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and it's going to work out for the good that it's supposed to be. Because I don't need to box myself in. I don't need to limit myself. Don't limit yourself. So many times we limit ourselves and speak. Or people say, you put a clip up on Spotify. We were talking about, if someone says that you're doing too much,
Yeah.
get away from them.
Yeah.
Get away from
Yeah.
them. Because how can you tell me I'm doing too much? You done already put a cap on me. You done
Yeah.
already
You
you
marginalize me.
marginalized me. You already
Right.
put a limit on me. And God said I can do
Mm.
all things, not some, not most, but
Yeah.
all. So don't box yourself. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you got 10 gifts. Don't be surprised if you got 15 gifts. Don't be surprised if you just got one,
Yeah.
because it all works out for the good. And that's all you need to do is pick one foot up, put one foot down. Pick one foot up,
Mm-hmm.
put one foot down, slow and steady,
Yeah.
slow and steady. Because I can't
Slow.
move. If I move fast, I'm outrunning the light that he gave me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
now I'm
Yeah.
willingly walking in the dark. Why would I willingly walk in the dark when I got a flash? They said, okay, son, this room is dark, but I'm going to give you a light, but only work one step at a time. Okay, I can deal with that. So would you rather walk in the dark room, or would you rather walk one lit step at a time? That means you don't got to
Right.
trip. You ain't got to stumble. You ain't got to fall. You don't have to do none of that if you just take one step at a time. We trip, we stumble, we fall because we moving too fast.
Mhm. Right. Right. And what one of my inspiration of this particular topic, this episode, was shortly after the death of Chadwick Boseman,
Mm,
and then John Thompson right after.
right,
And I mean, just look at the roles he did. Chadwick Boseman,
right,
Thurgood Marshall,
right,
42, Jackie Robinson story, James Brown,
Mm-hmm.
and then he played a real a superhero. I wouldn't say real superhero, Black Panther.
right,
Like those other people are real superheroes, but he played Black Panther. He carried himself with a certain integrity, and even with his role choices. And of course, I mean, I guess later in his life he knew that he could have passed, but no one knows when you're gonna go and how people are gonna look at your entire career
right,
at the end. But he was doing all of those particular roles because he felt like he was called to those
right,
roles, and that's how we should operate. You don't always have you don't always know what's on the other end. And me and Ty was joking. Well, John Thompson, the coach, legendary coach of Georgetown. He's the coach who took a chance on Allen Iverson, who was incarcerated, just came out of being incarcerated, and he went to Georgetown University. But he was the first black coach to win a NCAA national championship. He was a TV analyst, and did a lot of great things. He passed away a couple of days after um, Chadwick Boseman, and both of those men left huge impact in their fields, and to the I guess they're both in entertainment somewhat. So of course they have impact on other people like us that are sitting here talking about them now.
Right.
But yeah, John Thompson, he coached Georgetown, and me growing up, always seeing Georgetown on TV, black coach, black players. I see all my black friends got Georgetown starter jackets. Like I wanted that. I thought it was a black school.
I thought Georgetown was a black school. I did. It wasn't until the death. It wasn't until his death that I realized Georgetown wasn't a black school.
Todd still didn't know. Yeah, I thought it was a black school.
Leland brought it to my attention.
Just a few years, really, just years ago. And yeah, it's super white, very, very white. It's in Washington D.C., super prestigious. Tuition's like 55 grand a year.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the only thing black was the basketball team.
That's it. Man, I had no
but
idea.
Yeah, his impact was so big that it was just it had me thinking that Georgetown was a black school.
That's it, man. Impacts, man. Your impacts can leave, and we try to just if you I always say you don't get credit making your own molehills. You don't get credit making your own mountains. Sometimes people try to do too much just to say, well, look what I accomplished. Look what I did. No, you don't have to. Your impact will come naturally. Your legacy will come just the way it's supposed to. When you try to force it, it never comes out right when you try to force anything. You know what I mean? And I'm just really, really I'm really happy we have this show. I'm really happy we had you guys on. Because that's how I know that we're doing something right, because it's not forced. It comes naturally. It flows.
Right.
When God's involved, when you're doing the right thing, it just comes easy. It's not forced. It's not complicated. God is not the author of confusion. He said, I'm not the author of confusion. So if you got some confusion going on, you might want to step back and think about what you're doing.
Who's in control of this situation?
Scripture says you're not of my father, but you are of your father. What daddy you working with right now?
Yeah.
So I say all that to say, man, your impact is everything, and you guys' impact on this show tonight was beautiful. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Is there anything we can give a shout out to on the show? Anything like that? Any business? Any pauses? Anything like that?
Shout out to your business. You know your business. Tony, would you like to do a shout out to your business?
What you got going on? What's
I'm
going
sorry.
on tomorrow? How about that? What's tomorrow look like for you?
Tomorrow, I'm actually helping a black lady who's been taken advantage of from another contractor.
No, I'm kidding.
Plenty of those.
That happens, man. Yeah, we need you.
Plenty of those out there. But somebody who saw what happened, who knew me, called me. I went and looked at it today, and I'm supposed to be starting helping her out tomorrow, trying to help her finish her project.
Okay. All right. Good.
Awesome.
Good.
Awesome. That's great.
Awesome.
God working
Miss
mysterious
Lisa,
ways.
what you got going on tomorrow, Miss Lisa? What's next for you?
Me, I have a couple of new clients that's coming in tomorrow. I haven't never met, word of mouth, which is great. I get to know them, they get to know me, and transform their life one head at a time. Like I was talking about, putting one foot in front of the other. That's what I'll be doing, leaving an impact on new people. I see that God has put me in different places, in different spaces to leave a legacy. And I want God to use everything on the inside of me up before I leave this world.
Mhm.
Use me up. Use every gift, every talent that He has put on the inside of me.
Mm.
Use it
You
up,
ready?
because I don't want to take anything to my grave.
Ready?
Mm.
Because there's a lot of gifts and talents in the grave that a lot of times
Right.
we don't know that they had them. No, I
Mm.
want mine to be used up. So when I check up out of here, job well done.
You're right. That's right. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
That's heavy.
All right, but thanks for hanging out with us this evening. Me and Ty are gonna close this show out.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much. I
All right,
really
y'all.
appreciate you guys coming on, and
You
I'll be talking
you're
with you
welcome
guys
back.
soon.
See you later.
All right.
Good
All
talking with
right.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Miss Lisa and Mr. Tony. Great.
That was heavy. That was cool, man. That was really, really
Yeah,
cool, bro.
yeah. Yeah, man. So yeah, let's think about what's next for us, man. I definitely want us to have more shows more often. Maybe even a morning show.
I'm with it.
Maybe some,
I'm with it.
yeah, we can,
I'm with it. And then
you know,
even in the morning
get people
show,
waking up.
we talk,
Yeah,
talk
get
about
people
a little,
early in the
yeah,
morning,
some
you know.
motivation, a little news, what's
Yeah,
going on, what
yeah, a little
happened.
new, right,
Touch on
right.
some topics, you know what I mean? Like I don't know who's a fan of them bum Clippers, but the
Oh,
Clippers got clipped.
oh yeah, you mean Kawhi Leonard and playoff P? I mean way off
Yeah,
P.
way off P with his 10 points, and Kawhi his 14 meow points. So,
Yeah, the claw, man.
but
Yeah, tell you what. We can definitely sports. Um, I'm doing trying this fantasy football. I mean, I've been playing in the same fantasy football league for now. It's got to be close to 10 years now,
wow,
man. This group of guys is really cool. It's a big money league. The winner gets
man, I
$1,000.
wish I would have known. I would
So,
have joined them, bro.
oh, yeah, all right. Next year we're gonna have you
Yeah,
in,
man,
man.
I would have definitely
Next year
known.
we'll have you
Yeah,
in.
I would have picked. I would have dropped some money in that, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I didn't
yeah. I
even get
won
into
one
one this
year.
year.
Yeah, so my team's struggling right now. So it was only week one. Of course, our Philadelphia Eagles look like complete trash.
Oh my,
Complete trash. I
horrible,
don't know what that was.
horrible.
That was horrible. Um, and now they got to play the Rams on Sunday. So maybe we'll just do like a little elbow grease kickback football
Yeah,
episode.
I'm with it.
Uh,
I'm with
you
it.
know,
Let's do it.
yeah, we could just talk about the upcoming work week while watching the game. I've been looking at this Bengals and Browns, two teams trying to figure out who wants to lose the most.
Yeah, the
Um,
Browns, man, they were suspect. They were suspect last Sunday, bro. Suspect.
yeah,
But they look like they're gonna pull it
yeah,
off today. You know what I mean? They up, 35,
right,
23 right now. Looks like they're gonna
right.
pull it up. You got Miami. Miami, doing anything.
Miami. Ooh, Miami
Yeah,
Heat. Oh,
Miami
okay. I
Heat.
was like
Yeah, Miami Heat. Yeah,
Dolphins. Huh?
Miami Heat doing anything.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
Well they were up two. Yeah, they up 2 games on Celtics right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They won the second game.
Yeah, man. 106 to 101. That's huge.
Okay.
That Jimmy Butler, man, is something else, bro.
Yeah, it's the same as Sixers can't keep talent here, man. Because I just saw something. They're talking about Joel Embiid. He trying to go to the Clippers, or the Clippers trying to get him. Uh,
I heard.
if we did all that tanking just to let all the players just come in here and leave, that would just be disgusting.
Yeah, and then I heard something about Ben Simmons might be gone too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But they need to give Elton Brand a year to really do his thing on his own.
Right.
Because this
And
coaching by committee and organizing by committee thing ain't working. Brett Brown's
yeah,
gone. Bum Brett Brown is what I call him. I'm glad he's gone.
he's trash.
Trash. It's horrible.
Trash.
I don't know how he stayed this
Yeah,
long. But
yeah,
hopefully we'll see how it works, man. But we definitely got to
yeah.
start that segment up. Maybe start some sports news, Elbow Grease sports news, boxing.
Yeah,
Got a couple
some
big
opinions.
fights coming up.
Bring some people. Yeah, bring some people on who we're real passionate about and give us some more in depth. Because yeah, I mean, you working a lot. I'm working a
Right,
lot. I have my time where I can kind of get my updates, but I miss out on a lot of
right,
stuff.
right.
I miss out on players getting traded and stuff, man. There's some people that really I know. Yeah, Juice. He's having the sports. Um, maybe yeah, get him on. Different people can come on for the different segments.
Right.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, man, I'm with it,
yeah,
bro.
man.
I'm
But
with it.
yeah. So what you got going on tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow, man, just a couple websites I'm building out tomorrow. Gonna start that. A couple other projects I'm building on. And just other than that, man, just that's pretty much it for tomorrow. Tomorrow's
Okay,
Friday. It is Chinese night for us here.
okay,
So
nice.
the kids like panda, and we like Thai. So I get the Thai food. No bias, no
Okay.
pun intended. But
Yeah,
I like stir
yeah.
fried. I like Thai stir fried Thai rice. I like that, or Thai fried rice. I like that.
Top fried rice.
Yeah,
That sound like your signature
yeah,
dish.
it is, bro. I get it every week. Get it every week. I'm
Yeah.
almost up to getting two at one time. It's just really good.
Yeah.
It's really
Oh,
good, bro. It really is. You gotta try it out. Yeah.
yeah, man. For me tomorrow, we'll go back to these streets, slinging this security. Then,
Slinging the
oh
security,
yeah,
brother.
yeah. I know I was going off on Trump earlier.
Right.
I'll say that to the next show.
Okay.
But when I do see, I mean, I'm out in Ohio, so
Oh, we
I pull up
forgot
to
to
a
let
house.
them get
I
anything
see.
off their chest. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, we'll bring them
Yeah.
on. Um, but yeah, I saw. I go to plenty of houses. They got the Trump 2020. I don't care because Republicans need conservatives, whatever. These people they need security too,
Right.
and they gonna get this. Yeah, they gonna get this system, whatever. I don't care. I'll walk right up there, man. I've been doing walkthroughs with people. I started with ADT in 2018, so I've done walkthroughs with people. They'll be like, yeah, I want to definitely protect this garage. Open up the garage, big Confederate flag and all that. I don't care.
Right.
Sign here.
Right.
I don't
Give
care.
me that money.
Yeah. I need my commission. I don't care if you're a libertarian, conservative, um, whatever,
Yeah. Yeah,
whatever you
absolutely.
want to call yourself. Sexual libertarian, I don't care.
Oh man.
Transgender, sexually free, I don't care. Sign here. So, um, yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna get back to slinging. Also, my house is closing any day now. One final piece of paperwork is due
Okay.
from the bank and then the water company. But yeah, my house will be closing, which free me up, and I'm going to be looking to invest soon
Okay.
in some property.
Let's do it.
I still, yeah, I'm looking at now. Cincinnati is so competitive. People from California are buying homes here in Cincinnati because it's cheap compared to
Yes.
of course,
Yeah,
California,
absolutely.
the perimeters of the country where everything's so expensive. Um, people, it's so competitive. So people in Cincinnati that want to buy a home to live, we're competing with them. Then you got to compete with people who are just investors
Right.
from all over the
Right.
country who just say, hey, Cincinnati is a great market. So I was talking to a really motivated realtor that found me on LinkedIn of all places,
Hmm.
and he was like, hey, look, you looking to do anything? Buy a house, sell a house, anything real estate? I was like, well, yeah, actually,
Right. Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, he's a really motivated realtor. He's getting me right, getting me ready. So hopefully it'll be a move to go with. I want to be in strike mode, ready to pounce within the next couple months. So
That's great, man. That is great.
yeah.
Yeah.
So step one, unloading my property in Pennsylvania. That's already underway. Should be done by sometime the same time next week. But
Awesome. That's awesome. That's
yeah, I want to be able
beautiful.
to. Yeah, and then with the show, yeah, we'll just take it day by the time. I'll hit you up. Say, hey, look, you want to go online? If you ready, I'm ready. We can hop on.
Let's do it, bro. I'm with it, man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's pick up a couple more days other than our set day, man. And I would love to do it. Let's make
Yeah.
this thing a little bit more on time all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. I'm with it.
Right.
I'm with it. I'm with it, man. So tonight was a great show, bro. And
Yeah.
to the next one, man. To the next one.
Yeah, man. Look, iTunes, Spotify,
Amazon.
What are
Did
the other-
Amazon get it yet?
Amazon, Google.
Yeah.
You're gonna see Elbow Grease live on all those. I'm uploading I'm uploading each episode, so this one's going to be on there in audio format. You can listen because I do get alerts that people are listening on audio rather than video, just different formats. So we're going to be everywhere. We're just working on. We're allowing you to see this brand grow.
Yeah, absolutely. We were watching it grow from the roots.
Right.
Watching it grow from the
From the
roots.
ground up.
So anybody that's that's been a part of this show and that's going to continue to be a part of the show, we're going to bring you right along with us, man. And we can't wait for you guys to see exactly what it is that we see in our head and our visions. And they're not visions of grandeur, but our prophecy of the show.
That's right, man.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Well, I gotta get up and meet the white man in the morning.
All right, bro. He gotta go. Me too. We're gonna put the elbow in there and get busy. And man, look, man, I just really love what we do, man. I appreciate you being here, being the host. I'd rather host with no one else but you, my man.
That's right.
Main man, Leland.
Likewise. All right, man. Well, we out.
All right, bro. I'm gonna run the trailer and then we close. I'm gonna stop the stream on my end.
Peace.
Peace.